One of the best parts of retro games is definitely nostalgia. We go back and look at a lot of games we played in the past. I remember the memories when I played Wii Sports with my mom all the time. Those were some good times and had a lot of fun playing bowling. Then there's moments like Pokemon here, and I played a lot of this. I still play Pokemon today, actually. Another great memory is games like Hot Shots Golf. I played this a lot with my grandfather whenever I was a kid. We didn't even own the game. It was on the jam-packed demo disc that came out back in 97, 98, and that's how we played this game all the time. The Hot Shots Golf series has been going on for quite a while, with the newest entry being Everybody's Golf Hot Shots on the Switch. Oh, come on, they're trying to fit both names in the same title now. Well, what about the PS1 games? That's why I'm here today. We're going to talk about the first two Hot Shots Golf games on the original PlayStation. I just played them for a while, and definitely want to talk about if they're still worth your time to check out, and if they hold up today in 2025. So sit back, relax, crack that beer open, that Capri Sun, that ginger ale, whatever you got. Let's talk about these games for the original PlayStation.
Nice in.
Hot Shots Golf was developed by Camelot, published by Sony. It was released in 1998, only for the original PlayStation, in North America as well as PAL regions. The game was actually made in 1997 in Japan, so it did come out first, and as a lot of people know, it's not called Hot Shots Golf over there, it's called Everybody's Golf, which they eventually changed in the newer games to what that is now. Probably so they could just avoid having to change the name every time they make a new game. Camelot's known for a lot of stuff though. It's a lot of stuff you guys have definitely played. They made the Shining Force games on the Sega Genesis. They also went on to make Mario Golf after the first game. So yeah, all the Mario Golf games are made by Camelot. And the Golden Sun games, which these are fantastic RPGs if you've not played them. Hot Shots Golf is like other golf games kinda, but it definitely has its own little thing going with its controls. And how it works is you can move the D-pad left and right, and that can aim where your shot's going to be, and the X button. This is the most important part of the whole gameplay. You have this meter down below. When you press the X button, it goes up this meter to the left. You press X again to stop your power. Then you have to hit X one more time whenever it gets close to the dial on the right side. As long as you're in that red line area, you hit the part that says the min on the right side of the meter. That's how accurate your shot's going to be and where it'll go. If you don't do that, well, your shot's going to be terrible and you'll backfire. Triangle and circle will show your viewpoint on how far you can hit the ball with what club you have. Triangle goes forward and circle goes backwards. Pressing square, it changes your shot mode. Anytime you have a club out, you can change your shot mode. Whenever you've got your 9-iron or your driver, you can actually use it to hit a harder shot. There's more risk reward there. Even putting's the same way. You can press square. You can either do 30 feet, which is very light, so you don't hit it too hard, or do up to 100. That's good if you're far away. R1 can change your clubs out, so sometimes you'll have to do this in order to hit a better shot because the game will automatically choose the club for you. Sometimes you'll have to deviate from what they tell you and do it on your own. R1 while putting will show you the unevenness of the ground. It'll tell you if it's too high or too low. You'll need to adjust accordingly of how you shoot the ball into the hole, that way you don't accidentally miss. R2 throws grass in the air, and you'll have to do this to see where the wind's blowing. You can also hit the start button to see an overview of the entire course. That's very nice to see. The last button is select. You can use this to check your score at any time. Sounds like a lot of controls that are confusing, but I promise you, just play the game and you'll definitely get the hang of it pretty quickly. When you start the game up, you have multiple different game modes. Either one you select though, you get in there and you choose one of the characters that are available. After you do that, you can choose the course type you want. There's 5 different courses in the game of country clubs. You can also get your tee, your difficulty setting, and you're ready to go. The objective of the game is just like golf in real life. You just gotta beat all 18 holes and get the less amount of points of your opponent and you win. You don't always have to do all 18 holes. If you're really beating your opponent and you have several points ahead, you can sometimes get exempt from the last few holes depending on how many points ahead you are. The different terrains that you'll be on in golf, in case you don't know, you've got the fairway, which is where you're going to be hitting most of your big shots. The bunker, that's the sand piles, you don't want to hit that. The rough, which is not that great, but you can still come back. Then you got the green, which is where you putt, and water hazards. These are the worst. Do not get a water hazard. It counts as 2 strokes. It pretty much ruins your entire game. You can do regular stroke mode, match play, or even tournament mode if you want to, but there's versus mode here. Versus mode is how you get more characters. You only have Taku and Mary at the beginning, and you can see they have 3 stats: power, control, and spin. They're pretty self-explanatory, I don't really need to go into that, but they have the lowest power levels that you can ask for in the game. The characters you do unlock, the power levels get a lot higher, but their control and spin is decreased. If you win on an 18 hole against one of these characters you don't have, you unlock them. It's a very good feeling. And they get really hard every time you face them. They become very hard, actually. Thankfully, though, in between 18 holes, you can save at every 9 holes. Definitely take advantage of this because it can help you with an advantage so you don't have to keep retrying 18 holes again every time. You can get points in this game no matter what mode you choose. As long as you win, you'll get points, and that's how you unlock other courses to progress through the game. You have your regular country club, looks like any ordinary country club. There's also ones with like sand, like desert themed and Hawaiian themed, kind of cool. The final character in this game, I guess the boss of the game you call him, is Iceman, and holy crap, man, this guy is freaking hard. He honestly makes games like Driver look like an easy toddler's game. This dude will literally beat you unless you get some RNG luck. You really got to sharpen your skills against this guy. He is hard. If you need some assistance on how to play this game, there's always lessons mode, and it's a good way of showing a demonstration on how you play. It's a nice way to learn too on just how to get better. And there's also mini golf mode, and this is kind of cool. It's got its own little sub game here, and you have like mini golf courses, and it's actually a good way to learn how to putt better, because putting is, to me, one of the hardest things about golf. Also, if you've got friends to play with, you only play one at a time, of course, because that's just how golf works, but this game does support the multi-tap, so you can actually play with up to 4 players on any course and anything that you've unlocked on all the characters. If you're tired of playing and want to see how you've been doing, you can always go to the status screen, and it'll tell you about all the records and the points you've accrued, and even trophies if you got them. And one more thing to mention, there is betting in this game. There's a betting mode, and you can do that, and it kind of modifies the gameplay with other players. Just a nice little twist to make it interesting. Hot Shots Golf, definitely tricky at first to get down, but once you get the hang of it, this game's a load of fun. It's a very solid golf game. Very easy, pick up and play. Despite how long it took me to explain the controls, it's definitely a fun time, and even if you don't care about golf, you'll still get some fun out of this. It's fun to play with friends, it's a good challenge to test your skills, you can unlock characters and courses. There's just a whole lot here, and you kind of just start and go when you play this game. It is kind of frustrating, you can't really pause the game when you're playing it, you gotta restart the entire game. That is kind of lame. But it's a very, very minor complaint there, because overall, the gameplay is solid. Definitely was a good first game for a new franchise under Sony's belt, with many more entries to come over the years. Hot Shots Golf 2, or Everybody's Golf 2, came out in Japan in '99, and it was released in North America and PAL regions in 2000. With Camelot moving on to the Mario Golf series for Nintendo, Claphand stepped in to start making the games, and they would make every entry from this point forward. Overall, the gameplay is pretty much just like the first game in every way possible, with some improvements of course. The gameplay is a little bit more tightened. This game is a little bit faster with how it plays, especially with the power meter at the bottom. I prefer it in the first game over this one, but it still works just fine. This game has a whole new roster of characters, and it definitely looks a lot different than the first game's characters, and for better or worse. I don't really care for them, they kind of look weird to me, just look very generic, but I mean, whatever. There's also a new stat in this game called Impact, and this is pretty much how a larger window of your shot can be. This is suggested for beginners. They have a whole lot of characters in this game too. The first one only had 10, this one's got like definitely over 14 or 15, which is a lot of unlockables, and there's secret unlockables too, like Sir Daniel from Medieval and even Sweet Tooth from Twisted Metal. I gotta say, that's pretty damn cool. There's also a lot of courses in this game. There were only 5 different big courses in the first one. This one has 7, so they have more meat on the bone here. There's also a lot of players that you don't even get to play as that are like boss battles, I guess, if you want to call it that, so that's kind of cool. Game modes really are on par with the first game, which you have tournament mode and all that stuff. You don't have mini golf though, and I kind of thought that was cool in the first one, so sad to see that go. I do like too, whenever you get close to a hole, it'll just give you a gimme, so you don't even have to hit the ball, so it's a time saver. That's a really nice mechanic they added to this. You can switch balls and clubs out during the gameplay here in tournament mode, which is really nice, and tournament mode just kind of has more oomph to it in this one. You can see the stats better with the meters. Just overall, this game has a lot more going in presentation than the first one, and I kind of do dig that aspect. It was a lot of fun to go back to play the original Hot Shots Golf and playing some Hot Shots Golf 2. I haven't played that game in probably 25 years or so. For games in '99 and 2000, I definitely agree that they hold up pretty well in today's time. They're very fun to play and come back to, and I know a lot of people in the community that like these games love the originals on PS1. Sure, you might find more accuracy in the later entries since of course they've tightened the controls better as each generation comes, but you can't deny, these are definitely fun retro games to come back to, especially for golf. I think it makes sense now to call it Everybody's Golf over Hot Shots Golf, but I'll be honest, Hot Shots Golf's a better name in my opinion, and I'm always going to call it that personally. For you guys who want the physical copies of these games and want to play on original hardware, they're only about $10 to $20 a piece, give or take on which region it's in. So definitely affordable, and definitely a great game to play with multiple people or just by yourself. Many games came out after these two games. They had PS2, PS3, PS4, and now they're on Nintendo for some reason. But if you want to see where the series all started, it's on the original PlayStation for affordable prices and great content here. That's all I have to say about the Hot Shots golf games on the original PlayStation. I appreciate you guys for sticking around and watching this video. If you had anything to say, leave a comment down below. I'd love to hear what you got. Until next time, thanks for watching. Y'all take it easy.